Welcome to Griffith Studios. I am without words. I am overwhelmed at the fact that an idea, a thought, a dream can become a reality so soon. But I wanted to walk through this experience with you to help some of you who are on the sidelines still waiting to pursue your dreams. I've had several dreams in my life, and I'm glad for all the dreams that I've pursued, even ones that didn't work out the way I expected. So I want to share with you my dream of being a portrait photographer. First of all, I want to share with you why it is that I want to be a portrait photographer. I love taking pictures of people. I love taking pictures of people. I love the different angles. I love using different focal lengths. I love using different approaches so that you get a blurred background versus everything that's all in focus. I love that. I love using different lighting for different effects. I love looking at the details, but I love creating something unique and special and spending time on it. I want to be able to have my style and have people see what my style looks like, and then have them choose me for the style or the styles that I enjoy doing, that I think I do well. That way, it's a win-win. I'm happy because I'm doing what I love doing and what I feel that I'm good or great at, and my clients are happy because they know what to expect, because this is what David Griffiths does. And so they know beforehand, and so they know that they'll get something consistent with what I've been doing. So one of the advantages to me being a full-time musician and a part-time photographer is that I can be very selective about the portrait photography that I do now and develop my own style and only choose projects and clients that align with my values and my style. This is my approach so that I will have happiness and joy from the experience. I have experimented with many different kinds of photography, and I've seen that it can become a grind, just like any other work that you do, if you're not careful. So I'm making sure to be specific about what I'm passionate about, what I feel that I'm good about, what I think that I would enjoy doing for the rest of my life. So, David Griffiths, while I may do other things on occasion, I will be doing portrait photography. So, I now have forming right before our very eyes a portrait photography studio. And I'd love for your input. You see, right now the walls, well, it's just drywall. They're not painted yet. We're going to paint next week. So some portrait studios use a matte white. The reason they choose the matte white is because, first of all, you don't want glossy because that would overdo it. But the matte is soft. But the white allows you to have the effect of, in addition to your primary light, having a reflector. Or each wall is like having an additional reflector. So if I choose to paint the walls matte white, then I would have built-in reflectors. But on the other hand, if I choose to paint the walls in neutral gray, there'd be some absorption of the light. However, having that neutral gray means that with more light, it looks more towards white. With less light, it looks more towards black. And so there's some flexibility there. So which do you think I should do? Should I paint the walls matte white, or should I paint them a neutral gray? Let me know in the comments what you think I should do. So I'm going to have my track lighting that I use when I'm shooting YouTube videos. But when I'm doing photography, my lights for photography can be mounted on the wall so that I don't have to take up floor space with a really big stand with wheels. If I do choose to do the stand with wheels, then carpet on the floor would not be that good because the wheels wouldn't roll very well. So what I was initially thinking was, I'll do like an indoor-outdoor carpet that's not very thick, that would be maybe a neutral gray or a little darker. I at first wanted to do black carpet, but let's say a dark gray on the carpet on the floor. And then I could either mount the lights on the walls, or I could get one of those or a couple of those really big metal stands and use them for my lights. Which would you do? Would you mount the lights on the walls so that you have more freedom on your floor space? Or would you get those big metal stands for your lights and roll them? I know there are a lot of professional photographers out there in YouTube land that have so much wisdom. I'd love to hear what you're using and what you're doing. So I'm going to share many videos in my process of becoming a portrait photographer. One, to help those of you who are thinking about going on this journey, but two, to inspire those of you who have dreams that you have yet to pursue. The Bible says, but without faith, it is impossible to please him. For anyone who comes to God must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of those that diligently seek him. I believe if you diligently seek your dream, I believe that if you diligently seek God for help, that he will bring to pass things that you couldn't even imagine. He would work all things together for your good in ways that you just didn't even think of. That's why he's God and you and I aren't. So I want to encourage you not to give up on your dreams. Sometimes, last thing, and then I will let you go and I will get back to dreaming about taking portraits. Joseph had a dream that one day his family members would bow down to him. But he didn't know what his dream would look like in reality. Many of us have dreams, but we don't realize the price that we have to pay to get there. Joseph paid a dear price. He was sold into slavery by his siblings. And then when things looked good for him, when he was excelling as a worker at Potiphar's house, Potiphar's wife falsely accused him, and then he ended up in prison. When he was in prison, the dream that he had maybe seemed like torture. And yet, it was that experience of being in the prison that would put him at the right place at the right time so that God would exalt him and use that experience to elevate him to the position where his dream would become reality. There are things that you and I go through that we don't like, but they prepare us for what it is that is our purpose and the reality of our dream. So I want to encourage you, don't give up on your dream. There's a process that you go through. It may be painful at times, but in the end it produces what you hoped for. It produces the dream. So, in the comments, please let me know what you would do if you were putting together a portrait studio and you had to figure out which color the walls would be. Would you make them matte white or would you make them a neutral gray? Other colors would cause issues with your color cast in your photographs, so you probably don't want to use other colors besides white or gray. Black might suck a lot of the light, and therefore you might lose a lot of the value of the power of your light. So white and neutral gray are our two options. So let me know what you choose. And then let me know whether you would mount your lights on the wall with a nice little arm that comes out and allows it to rotate. Over there is where where the backdrop will be and people will be standing, right? So the light over here, on the wall over here, having that, and then having a light at the backdrop as a hair light. That one can be on the ground by the backdrop. But if I mount them on the walls, then I don't have to worry about the floor. But if I'm going to have something on the floor with wheels and roll around, then I have to make sure that what I have on the floor allows for the wheels to move freely. So let me know what you think you would do. All right, my name is David Griffiths. I am a professional singer, songwriter, and now, yes, that's right, portrait photographer. And I'm glad that you're here on my channel. If you're enjoying the content, please subscribe. Please let a friend know that if they have a dream, you can walk through the journey of my dream and get inspired to chase yours. That's right. So join me and we will go dream exploring together. All right. Have a great rest of your day.